The news of John Lodge's death left a deep silence in the music world, a silence that no melody can quite fill. For over half a century, his voice and bass lines carried the emotional weight of the Moody Blues, shaping the sound of generations. But for those closest to him, especially his wife Kirsten, his passing was not the loss of a legend. It was the loss of a husband, a partner, and the love of her life. Their story was one of quiet devotion, of a bond that outlasted fame, and of love that now speaks through tears. When word of his sudden death spread, Kirsten's tribute became the heart of what many felt but could not say. Her words, raw with grief and gratitude, reminded the world that behind the music was a man whose greatest joy was not applause, but family. She described him as kind, patient, and endlessly supportive, the sort of person whose presence made a room feel steady. She spoke of his love for laughter, his habit of humming unfinished melodies around the house, and his way of making even ordinary mornings feel like a blessing. It was a love story that began in youth and endured across decades of tours, studios, and long nights away from home. John Lodge died suddenly and unexpectedly, according to the statement released by his family. There had been no prolonged illness, no public battle with declining health. The details surrounding his cause of death have not been officially disclosed, but what is clear is that he passed peacefully, surrounded by love. Those close to him have said that his final hours were calm, with music softly playing nearby, a fitting farewell for a man who had spent his life crafting beauty from sound. His departure came without warning, leaving a wave of disbelief among his fans and bandmates who had just recently seen him performing with undiminished energy. Kirsten's grief has been private, but deeply felt. For more than 50 years, she was the steady heart beside his rhythm, the home he returned to no matter how far his career took him. Friends have described her as the quiet strength in his life, the one who grounded him through the turbulence of fame. In her tribute, she wrote that they would forever miss his love, his smile, his kindness, and his never-ending support. Each word seemed to carry the weight of every moment they shared, every memory that will now live only in recollection. Her message wasn't crafted for publicity. It was spoken from a heart broken open by loss. The world knew John Lodge as the bassist and vocalist of the Moody Blues, one of the most influential rock bands to emerge from the 1960s. He joined the group in 1966 and helped to create the lush, orchestral sound that became their signature. Songs like Ride My Seesaw, Isn't Life Strange, and I'm Just a Singer in a Rock and Roll Band became anthems, weaving poetic lyrics with symphonic power. But beyond the charts and tours, John remained a deeply spiritual man, guided by faith and family. He often spoke of how every note he played was an offering, a way of expressing gratitude for life and love. His relationship with Kirsten was one of constancy. In interviews, he often mentioned how her presence kept him centered. She was there through every creative high and every personal low. They raised children together, celebrated grandchildren, and built a life defined not by the spotlight, but by togetherness. When he wasn't performing, John was known to spend quiet days at home, enjoying simple things, gardening, reading, or playing music just for the joy of it. For Kirsten, those ordinary moments now feel priceless, irreplaceable fragments of a shared life. As tributes began to pour in from around the world, many noted how deeply John cared for his fans. He was never distant or untouchable. Whether meeting admirers after a concert or answering letters, he gave time generously, listening as others shared how his music shaped their lives. That humility, Kirsten said, was what made him who he was. He believed music was a bridge between souls, not a wall of fame. His faith also shaped how he saw life and death. He believed the spirit endures, that love and melody never truly fade. They echo beyond the final note. Since his passing, fans have gathered online to share memories, photos, and stories. Many remember how he always smiled on stage, how his voice carried warmth even when singing about heartbreak. Some recalled meeting him just months before his death, describing him as joyful and full of plans for future projects. The suddenness of his death makes his absence even harder to accept, yet his life remains a celebration of creativity, discipline, and heart. For Kirsten, the loss is both personal and universal. Her tribute did not dwell on sorrow alone, but also on gratitude. She thanked the fans for their love and for keeping John's music alive. She asked that people honor him not with silence, but with sound, with the very music that defined his life. To play his songs, she said, is to keep a piece of him in the world. It was a simple but profound request, Let the melodies continue, because through them, he still speaks. John's funeral is expected to be a private affair, attended by family, close friends, and bandmates. Yet even before it takes place, tributes have been appearing across the world, from concert halls dimming their lights to fans leaving flowers at venues where he once performed. His bandmates have shared their heartbreak, calling him not only a gifted musician, but a true friend, someone whose humor and faith lifted everyone around him. They remembered how he always ended rehearsals with laughter, and how he never failed to ask after their families. Kirsten has remained out of the spotlight in recent days, focusing on her family. Those who know her say she is surrounded by love, finding strength in the music they shared. Though grief has no easy path, she continues to honor John's wish to live with love and gratitude. In every message she's shared, there's a sense of peace amid the pain, as if she knows that their story doesn't end here. Love, she believes, is eternal, and music is its echo. John Lodge lived a full life, one marked by passion, artistry, and deep devotion. His songs were never just sounds, they were expressions of his soul. For fans, his voice will remain forever young, echoing through time. For Kirsten, he will always be the man who held her hand through life's storms, who made every ordinary day extraordinary. His death may have been sudden, but the mark he left is permanent. His melodies still float through the world, carrying whispers of love, faith, and gratitude. And as long as someone plays his music, John Lodge will never truly be gone. In the quiet that follows his final note, Kirsten's tears speak louder than words. They tell the story of a love that lasted a lifetime, and of a goodbye that will echo forever.